Control the front kicks. You're trying to judge distance and targeting. Don't really thump them. Just, you will hopefully have a good feel for how far you are. Got my good base. I got my good posture. I've got my good structure. This time what we're going to do is roundhouse kick. And just as we did before, I want you to try to maximize that distance because you are a smaller person trying to be safe from the bigger person, okay? So what you're trying to work on is how much you can extend through, have just enough carry through that you put some real force into it, and it wasn't just, I made the sensor go off. We don't have sensors like, I mean, we do, but anyway, come through, boom, in here, then grab on, switch, knee. Okay, so with a person, we're here, roundhouse kick, boom, knee. All right, and I'm in here, and I shove back. Switch side, and now I'm on the other side. Boom. Boom. Questions? Okay, so first combination we're going to work on. All right, remember, first things first. I need my base. I need my good posture, structure. Okay. Next, I've got to judge distance. We're going to be closing with a roundhouse kick. Okay, roundhouse kicks. They may not be the most powerful kick, but that's okay. They work really well for closing and kind of being a little unexpected in terms of angles. Okay, so you can make fun of Taekwondo all you want about being a roundhouse kick back kick contest, but that was the old days, and now it's just, what is it? It's the front leg. Yeah, all right, so we'll stop mocking Taekwondo. Roundhouse kicks work really well. All right, so I'm going to find my distance. Okay, first combination. I need to close. If I can close doing a little bit of damage and disrupting where her structure goes, great. So the first thing we're going to do is, nice midsection roundhouse kick. You can go low. The problem with going low, I find, is that I don't have as much range. I need to be a little closer because of just how the leg works on the kick. Whereas I can open up more and get my target appropriate on the midsection. So you may have to be a little bit closer for this. That's fine. So we're in here. She's got good position, good posture, right? All this stuff. Roundhouse kick. Grab. Knee. All right. Now, her base is okay. You see her hips went back a little bit. So she's slightly off base, which means in order for her to be able to generate force, she has to get her base back, which means she's got to recover her posture, right? And I've broken through her structure. I'm on this center line. I've taken it away from her, which means now I'm in here. Make sense? Okay, good. So next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take this hand and we're going to go into what is called a hip wheel. This arm is going to come through. I'm not just going to reach around. I'm going to drive this through. Because what am I doing?
Working my posture.
Yeah, right? All right, let's do it from the other side. We're here. Right, so roundhouse kick, knee, and I'm right in here. This arm comes through and I'm going forearm. I'm reaching elbow to get elbow deep so that I can use my structure. At the same time, I'm trying to break her posture. 1, 2, 3. I'm in here on top. We're just going to pause there. Okay? So, one more time. Trying to get you there. There we go. Roundhouse kick. Switch knee. I'm in here nice and tight. Disrupted her base a little bit. Messed up her posture, but now I really want to attack that posture. Boom. Loop it. Hold her in tight. Hold your partner's head to your chest. All right? You should feel your lats up against their chest and their face is right here. All right? Now I'm going to take one step back. Nice and deep. I'm spiraling under. That is to continue to break her posture. Now I'm underneath. And I'm using my hip as a fulcrum. Let's start there. All right, so first off, appropriate targeting. Okay? You're flexible. Just hands out of the way for a second. You're flexible, great. Kicking them in the chest, you might get their face to do this, but if they were surprised enough they didn't block it, then kicking them in the chest is not a great place to kick them. This is the strong, this is like the number 2 strongest thing in your body to protect your heart and internal organs. Number 1 here, right? So kicking them in the chest is not a great idea. You have to think about what you're kicking. Stomach is great. If you can't kick stomach, sure, groin is good, but don't come through here and just kick them in the hip. Unless we're getting to be my age, kicking them in the hip ain't gonna do anything, all right? You're not gonna crack Will's hip. So just keep in mind, and then same thing for the knee. There is a tendency on the knee to kind of float there, hit them up real high, like saw some knee stuff to the chest. It's just not great targets, okay? Just because you can kick higher doesn't mean you necessarily should. It may not be great, okay? If you are way out here and you are a really good kicker, yes, you could go to head level and then come in here. That would be fine. But don't do the chest, right? All right, number 2. So just do the whole thing. So we're in here. 1, 2. All right. From here, there's too much. You're getting good structure. You got elbow deep. Good. But I got his posture slightly broken. The first thing he's going to do if I let go and take this pressure off is he's going to regain his posture and stand back up. Now I'm sitting here going, I'm in trouble. So remember, from here, scrape this across, shove it across that head, keep that posture broken by attacking the structure, by attacking the neck. Now I'm in here, and I've got it. Now, this is free sparring. You ain't done, okay? Until I know that he is disabled and not going to be able to get up and attack me, I am not done. Actually, let's just stay up here and punch him a few times. Boom, boom, boom. Just keep hitting him a few times just to make sure that you are mentally continuing through and not going, Ippon, I'm done. Oh, now it's groundwork. Okay? Good observation. As you're punching, keep good posture. Don't lean over. See the bend in the back, the head leaning forward, because he's going to try to grab onto me and pull me down. I don't want that to happen. Boom. I'm using the legs coming through here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, good question. All right, back with your part. Kobe had a good, it's not a mnemonic, I don't know, a good point to think about. So if I could use Will again. So I've got distance out here where I know I can just barely close, right? Good base, good posture, good structure, roundhouse kick to close, right? Now I'm in here, I reach up and I get control over him. I get inside his structure. I take the center line away from him. Switch, knee, okay? So his idea, his suggestion was think about using the thumb and take the thumb around the neck, all right? Ideally, I'm thinking in my head that all of you have these nice scratchy dobaks. I want all of us to have abrasions going around our necks because you shoved it through like this, okay? And broke that posture. Now he's curled over, rotate this way. He's curled over, his posture is broken. There are so many things I can do to take him down, okay? I could come into the koshigurumi here. My buddy Joe, he calls this a lazy koshigurumi. He just sits and sits into it here. Their posture's already broken. They've got no base at all. They've got, you know, it's easy, right? So you've got lots of options in there. Question. We're now in a closed stance. I have a favorite one. Just stay where I left you. I've got a favorite one I love doing from roundhouse kick here too, but I want to go with something that's a little bit different first because we're kind of eking out of time. All right, so what I'm going to do from here is start with a front leg side kick. Front leg side kick is a little closer than I would like most of the time, which means if I'm throwing a front leg side kick at you, I'm confident enough that I'm not worried about you hitting me because I got a little closer and not quite crawling up your shorts, but I'm closer than I would be with someone else. All right, so we're in here. First thing we're going to do is a low side kick, okay? If you want to go midsection, that's okay. I'm now going to throw a quick jab because I want this hand up here where I can see it. All right? So we're going to, so just to recap, I'm here, front leg side kick, throw up a jab. This is not a great jab. It could even be kind of a back fist. Don't just go, blah. Have in mind, are you doing a back fist or a jab, and try to make them good. Just know that because of the angle, it won't be great, it won't be super powerful, but that doesn't mean you just give up and give total crap, okay? Here, I'm now gonna grab, and I'm going to pull him off balance. I'm gonna take away his structure, use that structure to attack his posture, 1, 2, and come in for my major outer reap, you okay? Right? And notice that as soon as I did that, I'm right here on top of him. I never let go of this hand. My knee is on his chest, my weight's on him, and I'm ready to do whatever I follow up with, okay? One more time, this time he knows what's gonna happen and it won't be hopefully quite so bad for him. All right, so again, we're in here, front leg side kick, throw this punch. I don't care if I hit it or not. I'm trying to trick his structure. Grab on, right? You can grab on to the wrist if they don't have a jacket. If I grab on, I don't want to grab thumb down because trying to get this is now weak for me. I want to get thumb up. I'm going to pull through there, right? I'm going to pull him basically in a perpendicular line from his heel. So his feet are here. Perpendicular would be along here, but I'm going to go along his heel there. And now 1, 2. I'm in here, get on top of him, control this arm and keep it long. Don't hold it here because he's got a lot stronger there. Hold it out. Do your finish off. Boom, get out. Perfect. Now we're on the line. You can kind of see that the angle's a little bit better. So I'm in here. I got a little closer. Front leg side kick. Throw that jab. Grab. 1, 2, 3. Try to hold it. The classic major outer reap would be 1, 2, 3, right? But because he's in that slightly longer fighting stance, I'm coming in here. You'll see I'm chopping back a little bit more than we normally do. All right, so we're going to take this line just so we kind of have it, you guys have a sense. Stay other foot forward. This works better from closed stance. If I've got a partner who is taking more of a Muay Thai open stance or wrestling stance and she opens up, I have to change a lot about the angles. Okay, because where's the direction of the throw now? If I need to break her posture into a major outer reap, it's this line here, right? And I was trying to attack this line here. So I've got to really change it. Now I can do that, but let's make it easier for now. Why? Because I want to protect our partners. Okay? Because what happens is I do this, I go 1, 2, right? Grab onto whatever you can. Wrist is great. But if you are in this deep and you grab elbow, great, right? Grab collar, great. Maybe it's face, right? Break the posture, right? Instead of attacking the structure, we attack the posture, right? We can do that. But as I come in and I do the chop, if she's facing forward, towards me, in the real world, hopefully I just go and I don't care if I take out the knee. But us in here, we want to work with each other. So if we get here, I want her to turn to protect her own knee for this major outer reap, okay? If she had that posture a little bit more forwards, that's, right in there, fine. 1, 2, and now I'm just going to have to be more aggressive. I'm gonna have to charge in here to get it. So here's where the question comes from. A classic, we're 50-50 right in here. The classic is to step here in line with the hips, come through, do my read, right? So that's where the question is coming from. Probably we don't need to get the foot all the way there. What we really need to do is get our weight into it more so we can lean in. A little bit of reach can be okay. If I've got my body weight behind it and I've broken her posture and all that, okay? For this drill, I'm in here, 1, 2, I'm coming in here. I am not, in order to get this foot past, I have to take a bigger step. It is a lot more likely that my shoulders and hips end up behind in order to take that step, is how I feel. And so I'd rather take a smaller step and make a faster step here where I am leaning forward. So she's holding me up right now. Here, boom, and take that in there. That's what I'd prefer to do. All right, because in free sparring, they don't know what's going on. They're going to be that side kick. They see that hand, and they're probably trying to turn, to grab, to do something over here. And so if I take a second, they are going to reestablish their posture and base and all that and put me into trouble again. Okay, questions? All right, so real quick, we're here. Here was the basic. 1, 2, grab on 3, 4. One of my favorites to do when I was young. And it worked great against these bigger, slower guys who, if you let them get off the kicks, they were probably going to kill you. So I just wanted to attack that leg. I wanted to break their base for a moment. So I'm not going to kill Amanda, but boom, throw this roundhouse kick in there. This was enough to put me just slightly behind him. This hand is breaking her posture. But this hand is not enough if she's big and strong. So what I need to do is pop those hips hard. And now if that's not enough, instep kick to that knee, boom, and break it. So now what I've got is, so just lean on me, okay. You can see the angle between her head and her chest, right? I have folded her head down to her chest in order to stop her from doing a lot of the things that we work on as headlock defenses, right? So this is nice and tight. I broke her posture here, and I'm just going to keep rising down to get her down. I like to just stay here and fold and throw in the punches. If this were some sort of other tournament, then yes, I could take it back and, do some other fancy choke. Boom, boom, and then drop her in here and get that choke. Okay, so free sparring, we get to do whatever we want. In class, we still have to do it with control. So light, really light. No eye gouges and throat punches and even groin grabs we have to be careful about. If you know that they're wearing a cup, Susan Link used to come in, kind of do a palm heel strike and then grab that cup and pull it out, simulating that she was extracting and twisting. So she called it a hit, grab, twist, and pull. It's hard to do that without, and she probably did it most of the time to her husband and broke multiple cups. What? Mark? Yeah. So we just have to be really careful on that stuff. But the fundamentals are still there, okay? 1, if you are the smaller person, you really have to protect your distance, and you've got to judge your distance. Because too often, and especially with beginners, you don't know your distance. So you don't realize that at this point, yeah, all I've got to do is just decide to attack, and by the time you realize what's happened. So think about these distances, all right? You need a closing technique. That closing technique doesn't have to be great, but it's got to be something that somehow distracts or disrupts their posture base or structure in a way that lets you follow through. It's got to be combinations, And once you get in, have a combination that you like to do. Even if that combination is just roundhouse kick, jab, cross, knee, jab, jab, knee, and you just keep firing stuff, that's fine. That's why we kind of work that stuff on the heavy bags, all right? I like doing the takedowns. That's Yongmudo free sparrings, to get in, get your hits, get the takedown, and clear out, maybe do, finish off sort of thing. But just try to work the basics. Okay, having said, and bonus points, remember, in your combination, make sure that you are attacking something, that one of these three concepts, to take away their ability to hurt you in the process and to ease it for you, right? So you grab the head and crank it down to do your knees and elbows, not because I really am trying to hit the head, but now I've broken the posture and I can, with more freedom, attack everything else and get my throws and that sort of thing. So attack the base, attack the posture, attack their structure. Questions?
So I know this isn't MMA where you just like bash their head, but once you get them down to the ground and would you demonstrate, I guess, since it's a tournament style thing, that, oh, I know how to strike a couple times from here and then clear out? Like, what's the etiquette if you do get a takedown and want to do strikes? Like, what's the...
I never did the Yongmudo tournaments, so I don't even actually know the rules. I think once you're down on the ground in Yongmudo tournament rules, you can't use punches and kicks.
Okay.
So once they're down on the ground, now it goes to groundwork, right? Which is safer, but different rule set. So most of the time that we do it in class, we're just doing free sparring. We're not doing tournament rules free sparring.
I guess that's what I'm asking. So for our classes, like, you want like a demonstration of, oh, I could hit you in the head a couple of times and then you just clear out, or?
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I would do is, Amanda goes down, I just threw her, right? Whatever just happened, whatever position I happen to land in or whatever, right? The first thing I'm going to try to do is make sure that I maintain what? Base and posture, all right? So I'll get in a couple of hits, boom. I might decide to come in here for whatever reason, and I'll get in a couple of hits, but I'm also just trying to make sure that as she's fighting out, I don't just get flung off sort of thing. Get in a couple of hits. It depends on your partner, because you guys all know that especially as you get lower ranks, they are impervious to some forms of external stimuli, and they don't recognize that, all right, I just broke your wrist and the hand went down and I hit you 3 times in the face, and they're still thinking about grabbing your foot, right? That sort of thing. So you just have to adjust. It's try to think about what you're doing. Try not to make it too much of an object lesson for them if you are still working in your head on what you need to be doing, right? But don't hurt them. If you are confident, you're like, okay, he's done this 3 times. I've taken him in the same major out of reap, and every time he keeps trying to grab my toes, and I've already hit 5 times on him, and he hasn't gotten that, then maybe you point it out, or maybe you have to do a palm heel to the forehead so his head bounces off the mat just a little bit. But now we're getting to abusive, borderline abusive, right? And so you got to be real careful going that direction. Okay? All right, good question. Anything else? All right, thank you, Amanda. Face me. Cheerio. Thank you guys very much.